SH appreciates our teachers. In this episode, we express our devotion to our teachers.
The teacher I appreciate the most is Mr. Lee because he always helps the students and I love his sarcasm.
Take you through a day in the life.
Conversation secrète avec un parent pendant ma période de disponibilité.
And attempt to take over a class.
Okay, you can sit down. Take out your notes. We're starting and start writing.
I'm Mulsata Bran, and you're watching SHTV. Welcome to SHTV. I'm your host, Mulsata Bran. Tomorrow it marks the beginning of Teachers Appreciation Week, so we thought it'd be a good idea to dedicate this week's episode to our teachers. Let's start with a segment of Rewind with Sienna Zabrayan.
Hi, you're watching this segment of Rewind on SHTV. I'm your host, Sienna Zabrayan. Recently, we asked people to share their teacher's most memorable moments on SHTV. Today, we are going to count down the top 5. Here's number 5.
Maintenant que je vous ai montré les étapes générales, je vais les détailler une à une pour vous montrer ma solution finale. La première étape, c'est de compter le nombre de M&M qui constituent le rayon. 1, 2, 3. La deuxième étape est déterminer l'aire de la surface de la base du bocal. La troisième étape, c'est de multiplier l'aire de la base du bocal avec la hauteur de M&M. La hauteur va être comptée en termes de M&M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Je vais ensuite multiplier l'aire de la base du bocal avec la hauteur pour déterminer le volume. Il ne faut pas oublier que le bocal est constitué d'espaces vides et d'une section qui ne comporte pas de M&M au-dessus. Donc, j'ai décidé de prendre 90% du volume des M&M. Donc, merci d'avoir regardé la façon dont moi j'aurais procédé.
Whoa, that's so cool. I can't wait for her to be my teacher next year. Here's number 4.
Now I'm going to demonstrate some of the techniques that students can use to complete this challenge. So students could use techniques, well-proven techniques in engineering, such as triangles, which are quite sturdy, and they can use them in any direction possible. And you could line them up together, stack them up together, and then that could make a very solid base. As well, cutting techniques which could lock in and make, again, a very solid base if you have several going on at the same time. And it does take trial and error. Like a stack of cards, you can fold them up and create a base for further stacking.
This clip really shows her enthusiasm and her wonderful personality. Now here's number 3.
I did start teaching them as a duty, as a responsibility, because in the diaspora we have the problem of getting assimilated. And I wanted to pass on to the new generation whatever I learned from my teachers, from whatever I learned from my family, my surrounding, the heritage and the treasures of the Armenian culture. That's the main reason. It's kind of a mission.
He is really the best teacher in our school. Now, here's number 2.
Bonjour, mon nom est Patrick Genet. J'enseigne l'histoire à l'école arménienne sur Pagop depuis une douzaine d'années. Lorsque j'enseigne, j'aime bien montrer des choses concrètes aux élèves, des objets directement liés aux réalités qu'on voit en classe, des réalités historiques. Mais j'aime également faire appel à certains invités qui, à ce moment-là, nous viennent de différentes époques et viennent nous partager, ou viennent partager, entre autres, avec les élèves, leurs réalités, leurs époques. Ah! Ave! Je suis Titus! Vous savez que Rome ne s'est pas bâtie en un jour. Pour se construire un super empire, les Romains ont dû préparer une armée, une machine de guerre redoutable. En fait, je parle de la Légion romaine. C'est une armée de métier. Ce sont des soldats très disciplinés. Ils sont payés pour faire la guerre. Alors, ils sont super entraînés. De plus, ils sont équipés, mais vraiment très bien équipés pour se défendre et attaquer efficacement. Entre autres, on voit le casque. Le casque leur permet de se protéger la tête, bien sûr, contre l'ennemi, mais également protéger le cou, derrière la nuque, également les joues, la mâchoire. De plus, la cuirasse leur permet aussi de protéger tous les organes vitaux, mais leur permet également de bouger. En situation de combat, c'est super important. En plus, on a le glaive. Et ça, c'est une épée courte qui est idéale pour le combat rapproché. Ensuite, on a également les sandales cloutées. Très utile pour le légionnaire parce qu'on ne veut pas perdre de terrain, on veut pouvoir garder position face à l'ennemi. Alors voilà, les Romains étaient de véritables envahisseurs, mais aussi de véritables bâtisseurs.
I really love when he's on SHTV because he really embarrasses himself. Now, let's look at number 1.
Hello, Mr. Lu. Thank you for being here. Are you ready for the first joke? Yes, you are. Alright. Taco Bell is the only place where you can still get gas for under $2. Okay. I have another one. Walmart greeters no longer say hello, they apologize. Okay. As a result of rising gas prices, kidnapped victims will no longer be taken to a second location. Okay, I have another one. Why are there fewer chips in potato chip packets these days? It's due to inflation. Can you laugh, please? Last one. Why are there so many jokes about inflation these days? Do you know? Because demand has increased following a period of low interest.
I have one for you, Mr. Lu.
You're gonna laugh for this one because it's added.
I'm going to edit this one out.
I'm that guy.
I'm going to edit that out.
Also, you're the joke.
We know you really want to laugh.
Joke's on you.
Come on, the kidnapping joke was funny, Mr. Lu.
I'm not surprised Mr. Lu is number 1. He's everyone's favorite teacher. I hope you enjoyed looking back at our wonderful teacher moments. I'm Siana Jabran. This was Rewind. See you next time.
Dearest teachers, educators, and school staff, it is very easy for us parents to drop off our children in your care every morning simply because we know they are in good hands. We know they are given the same amount of love and care at school as they are at home. They are inspired and motivated to achieve great things because of teachers like you. Thank you for creating a nurturing learning environment for our youth. Votre dévouement et vos efforts ne passent jamais inaperçus. Շնորհակալություն կհայտնենք ձեր անսահման կուրկուրանքին եւ համբերության, որ ցուցաբերեք մեր զավակներուն հանդեպ. We thank you this week for Teacher Appreciation Week. However, we are thankful and grateful all year long. Thanks for giving our little ones big dreams. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
A teacher's day can often be long and arduous. We decided to see what that could be like with our volunteer teacher, Marika Langlois.
Bienvenue dans la journée d'un prof. Donc, on débute par se rendre par le hall d'entrée, en fait, pour que je puisse me rendre à la salle des enseignants du secondaire. Une petite marche vers les escaliers. Je ne sais pas aujourd'hui s'il va y avoir beaucoup d'élèves dans le corridor. Je suis arrivée un petit peu plus tôt que d'habitude. Donc, on monte encore. Ah, habituellement, il y a des élèves qui m'attendent juste ici. Un élève dans le corridor seulement. Donc, on voit qu'il est 7h39 ce matin, pas beaucoup d'élèves dans le corridor. Et je continue ma petite marche et j'arrive à la salle des profs. Donc, évidemment, je suis la première ce matin. Je dois ouvrir les lumières et me rendre à ma place tout au fond de la salle, qui est bien occupée avec des projets d'élèves en ce moment. J'en profite pour faire des petites photocopies rapides ce matin. Les photocopies sont prêtes. C'est l'heure de me faire un café avant de débuter ma journée comme du monde pour entamer mes 4 heures de cours avec mes élèves aujourd'hui. Donc, on attend quelques instants. C'est l'heure du lait. Ça va être délicieux. Je suis en fait prête pour l'arrivée des élèves. Donc, on ouvre la classe. On ouvre les lumières. On ouvre le projecteur. On baisse la toile. Puis, on va aller partir le chauffage. Il fait froid ces temps-ci. Conversation secrète avec un parent pendant ma période de disponibilité. En route vers la photocopieuse, prise 2. Ce matin, j'ai eu le temps de faire quelques photocopies. Il m'en reste encore. Donc, des élèves de 4e secondaire vont avoir des travaux à faire durant la journée. Et je dois donc préparer ces dites photocopies. Un code par-ci, un code par-là, choisir recto-verso, choisir toutes les options, trouer. Oui, on commence. Les originaux. Et les copies s'en viennent sous peu. Un petit moment de correction avec mes collègues sur les sofas. C'est enfin l'heure du dîner, j'ai vraiment faim, j'ai très hâte de manger, les élèves aussi. Bon, donc on prend le lunch dans le frigo, on se dirige vers le micro-ondes, on est chanceux ici, on peut chauffer nos plats. Et je vous souhaite bon appétit! Donc, c'est l'heure de surveiller le corridor avant le dernier cours de la journée. Pour terminer mes cours, c'est l'heure de ranger mon bureau. J'aime qu'il soit propre à la fin de ma journée. Fermer le projecteur. On a des petits problèmes. On range nos piles. Puis, on peut passer au bureau et aux fenêtres. J'aime que mes bureaux soient alignés quand même le matin. Donc, on les replace. Oups, une chaise qui a été oubliée et la fenêtre a fermé. Je peux finalement sortir de mon local, fermer mes lumières et croiser tous les élèves en quittant ma classe. Donc, en quittant ma classe, je dois parcourir le corridor pour finalement me rendre à la salle des profs. Je croise les enseignants, d'autres élèves. C'est l'heure de leur dire au revoir. Ouf, quelle journée! J'ai tous mes sacs, mon cellulaire en main. Je vais me rendre à la voiture. Merci de m'avoir suivi durant toute la journée. Bye bye!
Hey there, my name is Nareg and I'm a graduate from the class of 2012 and a member of the Surpagop Alumni Committee. On behalf of all of our members, I would like to say a big thank you to all of our teachers, past and present, who have been teaching us our very first life lessons and who have shaped who we are today. Thank you. I would also like to extend special thanks to current teachers who are shaping the next generation of our community. Thank you very much.
Over the course of the month of January, we gave our students the opportunity to decide which teacher they want to interview. You're going to see right now who they picked to answer 5 questions.
Hello, I'm Baron Meher, and I teach Armenian history and Armenian language in Supa.
How do you stay updated in your field and continue to improve as a teacher?
Reading, lots of reading, because my formation was not in history or Armenian language, so I can claim that I'm self-educated in that sense. So I keep reading, doing research, trying to find ways to make my subject matter interesting for my students, especially history. Most students find history courses boring, so the problem is with Armenian history, it's a very difficult one, so I have to find ways to draw parallels between the past and the present. And if you don't learn from history, you keep repeating the same mistakes. And unfortunately, as we witness it today, history keeps repeating itself.
If you're a student, would you enjoy your own class?
It's difficult for me to answer this question, but anyways, let me try. When I was a student, I really enjoyed Armenian and Armenian history classes, no matter who the teacher was. So in that sense, yes, I would enjoy my classes.
What was the most memorable experience you had with your students?
It's memorable moments, because the most memorable moments are when we visit Armenia and Artsakh. We've been there maybe 6 to 7 times now, with so many classes, and every time I go there with my students, I feel like Armenia and Artsakh, they are teaching them instead of me. So Armenia and Artsakh are open books of Armenian history, Armenian language, Armenian identity, and when they come back, I see and feel the transformation, the impact that Armenia had on them.
What advice would you give to a future Surpagop teacher?
Well, before I answer that question, I would like just to mention one thing, that I am very happy and proud that I already have students, ex-students, who are my colleagues now. That fills me with pride. And what advice I would give? Well, becoming a teacher is a calling. If you have that calling, then you already know that with teaching comes lots of love, lots of commitment, lots of dedication, and patience for sure, and lots of care towards your students. And Surpagop being one big family, you should treat your students as family members, as your children. If you're a younger teacher, as your sisters, brothers, and give them all, whatever you have, as knowledge, as principles, as values. So teaching is not just any other job. It's like goes beyond that. And if you have the love for your students in your heart, then everything is easier beyond that.
What makes Surpagop special?
Surpagop is special, period. Surpagop was founded for a special mission, for a special purpose. And if you remove Surpagop from the heart of the Armenian community in Montreal, I don't think it could be able to survive on the long run as an Armenian community. Supagop is a bastion where our students learn how to build their Armenian identity, to learn their language, to learn about their culture, and in a sense, they try to have all the toolkit to be an Armenian that can survive in the Armenian diaspora.
Hello, I'm very happy to have been given the opportunity to say a few words on SHTV on the occasion of Teacher Appreciation Week. I'd like to send a message out to every single one of our teachers and thank them for their unlimited patience, their availability to each and every one of our students, their willingness to go above and beyond in every aspect of their profession, to respond to every single student's needs, to make sure that they accompany them as far as possible in the development of the young people they eventually become when they leave our school as of 11th grade. I thank you for every effort. I thank you for the collaborative work that you do amongst yourselves and the constant willingness to outdo yourselves as you work alongside every new student that walks into your classroom. Thank you.
It wouldn't be a Teacher's Appreciation episode if we didn't give this school's student body the opportunity to show their gratitude to their teachers.
For Teacher Appreciation Week, I chose to say a few words about a teacher that continually impresses me through her work ethic. Madame Kelly, our Sec 1 math teacher, exemplifies what I consider to be the best qualities in a teacher. She is thorough and explains the subject matter in great detail, all while being patient when a student has difficulty grasping a new concept. She demands respect, and this in turn allows her to have a well-behaved classroom. This tends to make students comfortable since she is also fair even though she is demanding. I have grown to appreciate her style of teaching and look forward to her classes as she continues to motivate us through her encouragement to do well and persevere.
The teacher I chose to appreciate is Mr. Mahir. Why is that, you may ask? It's because he brings light to deep and meaningful subjects such as the Armenian genocide, the wars that have been fought and lost. He brings a sense of a little bit of joy through the smallest of topics that we can speak about. And he also brings us news about what happens now and how we can link them to the past.
I appreciate Madame Legrand because she has fun ways to teach us about French and teach us about how we can be better at French. And I just love how she teaches us and she makes us feel comfortable in her class.
I feel very grateful to have a teacher like Madame Lozon because you can just tell how passionate she is about her work by the way she teaches, and that not only makes her learning experience easier, but it also makes her classes more fun and exciting. I've learned so much from her in the past 3 years. I've learned to love French classes because of her. I've learned to love the French language itself, and I owe that all to her. Other than that, I think she treats us, her students, like equals, and that's a really cool characteristic for a teacher to have.
So the teacher that I appreciate the most is Madame Marika. First of all, because she is an amazing teacher. She is very patient with us. She takes her time to explain every single little thing. She always makes her periods fun and enjoyable. I have never seen anyone sleep
during her classes, so that's very good.
The teacher I truly appreciate is Mr. Patrick, who is also known as our history teacher in Secondary 5. To me, he is that one teacher who is always very active, extremely funny, and he likes to explain the subject history in a very creative and interesting way. For example, he has this manner to quite frankly dress up as one of the many characters, as one of the many historical characters, such as Jesus Christ.
I think that Miss Laura is a great teacher. You felt very comfortable in her classroom and you felt like you would be able to learn the lesson very easily. It was a very fun class too because we did a lot of different activities involving the subject, like making posters, art, other things as well. She showed us all kinds of different material and taught us many different things. There were a lot of memorable moments in her classroom, and for that reason she is, in my opinion, the best teacher I've had in high school. And she made my school year a lot funner for me and made it more enjoyable.
For the Teacher Appreciation Week, I would like to say that I'm grateful for every teacher that puts in so much effort into making their classes enjoyable while also creating a good learning environment for their students. But specifically, I would like to say thank you to Miss Ali, who is our drama teacher. She always comes up with creative and fun projects for us to do, and it always helps us learn while also having fun. So I think that she's a great teacher and she really helped us improve during the year. So thank you, Miss Ali.
This year, I would like to thank Madame Karine, who is by far the best science teacher I have ever met. With the dozens of videos, photos, and theories presented to us throughout the school year, science class has never been uninteresting. My classmates and I have learned much more from Madame Karine throughout the past few months than I ever imagined possible, and I'm very grateful that she turned my negative view on science into a positive one. So, once again, thank you to Madame Karine for being one of the best teachers I have ever met.
A teacher that has had a big influence on me throughout my 5 years in secondary has most probably been Madame Joanne. She was really an amazing, inspiring, and creative art teacher. Every single one of her projects was a way of discovering new talents and new techniques in arts. And she made me and all of my classmates push herself to our limits. She was very hard to satisfy, but it was a good thing because at the end of the day, we all developed our skills in drawing and painting, and I really appreciated all of my years with her.
I appreciate Mr. Sabu because he's very fun and easygoing. His classes are never too serious, and he's always encouraging us to try our best, and he's never upset if we do not succeed because he knows that we are doing the best that we can. He is a great coach, and he always appreciates our efforts no matter what. I appreciate the fact that his classes are not taken very seriously, but he still always manages to make it challenging and fun for us.
I want to thank Monsieur Ampion because the way he teaches us, it makes us easier to study.
Hello, I just wanted to wish a fabulous Teachers Appreciation Week to our teachers who dedicate their time for our knowledge. During my academic years, I've had many awesome teachers, but the one that I admired the most was my 5th grade French teacher, Mrs. Garcia. To be honest, 5th grade was a little challenging for me, and she helped me conquer every single challenge that I faced. One last time, I want to wish a fabulous week to our wonderful teachers.
If I would have to choose a teacher that I appreciated the most in all of my high school years, I would probably have to choose Monsieur Herion because he's a type of teacher who teaches us a lot of things, but he is very good at what he does. And also, the way he just teaches makes you better as a student and obviously makes you better at math. And I really appreciated him for that because before I never liked math, and because of him, now I'm more into it and more dedicated to do math homework.
Woody is one of my favorite teachers in Supago because she's very into her job. She makes sure to help everyone in our projects, and she has very good and interesting ideas. I think that ever since she became our art teacher, the projects that we do are much more interesting and fun to do. and she makes sure to help everyone, as I said. And yeah.
The teacher I would like to show appreciation to is Madame Laurie Jokajian. She was my teacher when I was in 5th grade during 2020-2021. That was the year when we all came back from the lockdown and we had a full year of school that was completely different than what we were used to. She helped us for this difficult time of our lives. She was very kind and helpful. Even though this was a very difficult year, she made it my favorite year that I spent at the school. I really appreciate everything that she has done for us.
Hello SHTV viewers. One of my most appreciated teachers of this year is Miss Cassandra, my French teacher. She's a very kind and caring person. She's always there for you if you need help. She'll answer all of your questions. As a matter of fact, my grades went really high this year, in Term 2 especially. She helped me improve my writing skills. Also, she made me like reading French books. I think her classes are really fun. In my opinion, she's a great person. Thank you.
One teacher I appreciate the most is Mr. Christian. He's our finance teacher. What I really like about him and I appreciate it is that he is patient to explain us the material. His classes are very entertaining and interesting. He does a lot of activities with us, takes the time to explain us about finance, and it is very interesting.
I appreciate Madame Maral, our Armenian teacher, because she is a very patient teacher, especially with us students. She always makes sure that every person in the classroom understands the new subject, and she also has a really fun way of teaching us by preparing kahoots for us that we can play. I'm thankful to have her as my teacher because she is a very kind teacher and she's also the best Armenian teacher I've ever had.
I think Mr. Jada is one of the teachers who we should appreciate the most. He is constantly putting effort in his class. For every topic he teaches, he creates a Google slide so we all can have a visual aid for our class. And he always prepares papers and documents for us to practice before exams. And he constantly goes and to each student to make sure that they all understand the topic, which isn't something you see that often in high school. So we have to appreciate him because he always puts in the extra effort and extra mile that every teacher should put.
I wanted to do a segment and say how much I appreciate Miss Huri, who is our secondary 1 and Right math teacher this year. We are lucky that Miss Huri accepted to be our teacher, as otherwise we probably wouldn't have a teacher. Though we sometimes don't show it and misbehave in class, I am grateful for all that I'm learning in math this year.
As we all know, Teacher Appreciation Week is coming soon, and I would like to show my appreciation to all my Armenian teachers because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to learn our Armenian and keep our Armenian spirits alive in us, especially with Mr. Mayer knowing Armenian history, where we learn where we came from and everything about ourselves. So yeah, I appreciate them for being present in our life and giving us an idea of what we are and who we are and how to stay who we are.
It is the Teacher Appreciation Week and one of my favorite high school teachers is Mr. Lu. I love the way his classes are always so organized. The lessons and all the study materials are always given to the students in time and they're very easy to understand. The projects that Mr. Lu gives us are always fun to do and we learn a lot of things while getting them done. And I also like the fact that Mr. Lu always manages to keep the class calm and quiet, which helps me focus on the lesson and understand everything without difficulty.
Bonjour tout le monde, je profite de cette semaine des enseignants pour remercier tout le travail que font les enseignants au quotidien. Vraiment, vous faites un travail extraordinaire auprès des élèves. Vous êtes là pour les aider, les guider et les encourager. Bravo et merci à leur nom, puis merci aussi à mon nom, car vous êtes des gens indispensables et essentiels pour toute la société de l'école sur Pagop.
Have you ever thought you could handle a class better than your own teacher? Well, that's the principle of this week's SHTV challenge.
Hi, I'm Karin Doshkunyan, and welcome to this week's SHTV challenge. As you can see, I'm sitting in a teacher's chair, which makes me wonder if I can take over a class one day. Let's see what this week's challenge is.
Hi, my name is Vaika Janyan and I'm a student at Surpagop from Secondary 4A. Sometimes I feel like I can do a better job at what the teacher is doing than the actual teacher themselves. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person who feels this way about school, but also a lot of others, and especially people in my class, if you know what I mean. So that is why I am challenging a secondary student at Surpagop, let them be young or old, to take over an entire class during school.
Now that we've seen which class our student has to try and take over, let's see in how much trouble they will be in.
Hello, my name is Alika Didian and I'm a student of Sec 5A, and I think I could take over the challenge of being a teacher for the day.
Now that we've met our poor challenger, let's see how class went.
Okay, you can sit down. Take out your notes. We're starting and start writing. Okay, so first I'm going to take attendance. So Razmik, David, not here. Hopsep, not here. Lilith, here. Paulina, here. Michaela, here. Olivia, not here. Ali, Jay, here. Narek, Turo, here. Arani, here. One second. Marilla, here. Leah, here. Lori, here. Sari, here. David, here. Grace, present. Viken, here. Jean, not here. Absent. Serge, here. Annie, here. Emma, here. Nari. Examples from both books of Mice and Men and Lord of the Flies and Night. Okay. Wait, can it be one or the other? So for the first one, it can be one or the other for each one of the categories. You can do it in teams of 2 and no quotes necessary. So you just quickly get it in these minutes. Okay, so as the student said, tomorrow you're gonna have 2 options, so keep that in mind. And if you have anything you need, for example, like information, print it out because no phones allowed. Honestly, no, none allowed unless you. Not even our laptops. No. Oh my, you're allowed. Yes, you're allowed to have your PC. Okay. So yeah, so come prepared. Okay. And to work. Okay. Okay, so now I'd like you guys to fix the desks. Okay. So make straight lines and the chairs. And put the chairs up, yes. Just like. Alright, let's go. Thank you. When I dismiss you guys, you may leave the class. Not yet. When the bell rings, I will say it. Dismiss!
Wow, that went a lot better than I thought. Join us next week for the next SHTV challenge.
Alors, c'est la semaine des enseignants et j'ai tenu à faire ce petit mot devant le mur de nos finissants. Que ce soit des enseignants du passé, du présent ou du futur, je tenais simplement à remercier l'ensemble du personnel de l'école pour votre dévouement. Sans vous, nos élèves ne peuvent pas réussir comme ils le font. Sans vous, on ne voit pas la progression qu'on voit présentement. On a vraiment une super belle équipe, on est vraiment fiers de vous et on vous remercie d'avoir choisi Surpagop comme milieu de vie, milieu de travail et d'avoir adopté la communauté arménienne pour former les futurs leaders de demain. Merci et bonne semaine les enseignants.
Thank you for watching SHTV. We hope you took some time to notice just how much teachers do for their schools. Let's leave you with one final take on teacher appreciation.
Okay, so when I was in Surpago back in the day, I have to say it was a very difficult task for me to be able to pick one teacher who was my favorite. I will refuse to name one, however, I will name all. All of my teachers in Surpago had their own significant impact on me. And I think that my teachers in high school were the ones who shaped me and formed me to become the person that I am today. So I am grateful to each and every single one of them from Sec 1 to Sec 5, some of which who are my colleagues now, which is actually an amazing feeling. So thank you for all that you have done.